Hi everyone, and welcome to Good Success in English. My name is Benjamin, and in today's video we shall be discussing how good is your grammar. It's a topic that raises a critical question: how good is your grammar? And we are going to do justice to that. Let's get started. Good Success in English, that's what the program is about. And let's look at the topic for today's video: how good is your grammar? And the key points. What is grammar? Grammar can be defined as the rules governing the use of language. Of course, as we explained in a previous video, every language is governed by a set of rules, and English is not an exception. And as an individual user of the English language, you have your own personal grammar of the language, and your grammar of the language is your knowledge of those rules that govern the use of the English language. Now, if you have adequate knowledge of the rules that govern English and you understand how to use English correctly, we can say that you have a good grammar of the English language. That means you have a good grammar. But then if you are ignorant of most of the rules governing the use of English, then your grammar of English is poor. And the implication is that when you speak and when you read, when you speak and when you write English, you tend to break the rules, and the result is ungrammaticality. Now, let's look at why do you need good grammar. Of course, we have 4 reasons why you need good grammar. In order to improve, 4 reasons why you must improve your grammar. Number 1, your grammar, which is your knowledge of the rules governing the use of English, will give you clear understanding of how to use English correctly. So correct usage of English is what will enable you to communicate effectively in your everyday language. And of course, in every field of life, your ability to communicate effectively is key to your success wherever, in any sector you may find yourself. Now, grammar also has to do with how words are arranged in a sentence. You know, how words are arranged in a sentence. For instance, if you are ignorant of the rules that govern the English language, of course, your arrangement of words, or what we call word order, will interrupt with the semantics, that is the meaning, and that will disrupt meaning. That's why you see that most people, when they speak or when they write, it becomes impossible for them to convey their intended meaning. They have one thing in mind to say, but they are saying a different thing. So there is a relationship between grammar and semantics. Semantics is the study of meaning, and when you have good grammar, then of course you can convey your meaning in a very accurate and effective manner. Now, another reason why you must improve your grammar is the fact that your understanding of the rules of the language will enable you, of course, to be able to convince the listener or the audience, by your choice of words, because most people, when they choose words wrongly, and in fact, they don't even know when they are already offending people's sensibilities, because grammar also has to do with putting proper words in proper places. I remember an English scholar, his name is Jonathan Swift. He defined register as putting proper words in proper places. And so your choice of words matters a lot in your everyday communication. Now, another reason why you must improve your grammar is that, of course, if you are preparing for an English exam, for instance, you discover that it is all about testing your ability to understand the rules of the language. Every aspect of the English language exam is designed to test your ability, your knowledge of the English grammar, your knowledge of the rules that govern the English language. So there are so many other reasons why you must improve your grammar. But let's give an illustration for you to understand how important grammar is, how important it is that you should improve your grammar. Let's look at the illustration with this incorrect sentence. Beautifully Rose dressed is. And we want to look for 3 reasons for incorrectness. 3 reasons why this sentence is incorrect. Number 1, we look at the arrangement of words. Like I said earlier, grammar has to do with how words are combined, are arranged in a sentence. Of course, we can define a sentence as a group of words that contains a finite verb and makes a complete thought or complete meaning. And it's also one of the reasons why you must improve your grammar, because if you are ignorant of the rules of the language, you will be finding it difficult to make a complete thought, because you won't know when an expression you are uttering amounts to a complete thought or not. But a sentence in English is a group of words that contains a finite verb and conveys complete meaning or makes a complete thought. So here we understand that this does not make a complete thought, because although it's a group of words, the way these words are arranged has broken the rule of English. And the first reason is the word beautifully is an adverb and cannot usually come first in a declarative sentence. A declarative sentence is a sentence that must begin with a subject followed by a verb, and then other elements of sentence will follow. But here, beautifully is an adverb and it cannot occupy the position of a subject. The subject is the doer of an action in a sentence, or the very person or thing that is being talked about. That is the subject. But we look at here, Rose is the subject, that is the doer of the action in this sentence and should occupy the first position. But here, this sentence is incorrect because what begins the sentence has no business occupying that position. Second reason, the word beautifully coming before Rose as a noun is also incongruous in this context, because beautifully as an adverb cannot modify a noun. We define an adverb as a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb, but certainly not a noun. What modifies a noun and can conveniently come before a noun is an adjective. So, if an adjective comes before a noun, then we can say is a correct modifier of the noun. So that's the second reason. the impossibility of the adverb modifying the noun makes this sentence incorrect. Now, the third reason is that when we look at, Rose dressed is, then we discover again that the word order is completely in disarray, because the verb usually comes after a noun and does not usually come after a past participle which is functioning as an adjective here. The word dressed is a past participle functioning as an adjective, and certainly the verb must come before it. So we can say Rose is dressed. We cannot say Rose dressed is. Of course, it doesn't make meaning. This word order bastardizes the meaning. And so we have looked at the reasons for incorrectness, and then to correct it, we have to, let me get back to the incorrect sentence, and then let's look at how to correct it. We put the noun in the first position, which is the subject position. So we put Rose here, then we put the verb after Rose, because that's the word order, and that is what we call SV, subject followed by the verb. Then we can have O or A, depending on the meaning that is to be conveyed. So Rose is beautifully dressed. The mobility of the adverb comes into play here. The adverb can come, it can occupy different positions, but definitely not the position of the subject here. So we can say Rose is beautifully dressed. Rose is beautifully dressed. So, but it's also not bad to say Rose is dressed beautifully, but it will be more meaningful to say Rose is beautifully dressed. So that gives us the correct sentence that we have here. Now, at this juncture, I want you to understand that Good Success in English is a complete book that I have written and published on Amazon.com. So you can find the links, www.amazon.co.uk/Benjamin and so on. I have pasted the link here. This first link is taking you to my author page on Amazon.com, and this second one is taking you to the bookshelf, to my bookshelf on Amazon.com. If you want to buy the book directly from Amazon.com, then of course you can use any of these links. But if you are in Nigeria and you want to buy the complete book from me directly, of course you can use my email address here and simply write to me requesting for a copy of the book. You will only pay a token amount of 1,000 naira, and of course the book will be yours. We are subsidizing the price, so it will be affordable to everyone who will be interested in it. So once you write me using my email address, which is benjamininfo33@gmail.com, benjamininfo, one word, 33@gmail.com. If you write me via this email address requesting for the complete book Good Success in English, of course I will give you my account details. You simply transfer a token of 1,000 naira, and I will send you the complete book for your perusal and benefit. This is where we draw the curtain in today's video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you will have access to other videos that I will be uploading. At this juncture, I will say please stay safe and keep learning. Please don't forget that life in itself is better lived when we are always active. So do not stop learning. The day you stop learning is the day you start dying intellectually. Please remain blessed and see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.